We live in a strange paradox. We spend our days constructing dreams, working hard, envisioning a better version of ourselves, building relationships, starting businesses, setting goals, and doing everything possible to create progress in our lives. Yet somewhere along the way, many people end up being the very ones who dismantle the very thing they once fought to create. It's one of the most baffling behaviors in human nature, to build with passion and destroy with our own hands. But this isn't because people are weak or foolish. It's because most people are unaware of the silent war going on inside of them. There is a builder and a destroyer within every person, and most of the time wins not because it is stronger, but because it is more familiar. Think about it. Every dream begins with inspiration. In that early stage, your mind is on fire. You see the vision so clearly you can almost touch it. You tell yourself this time will be different. This time you'll stay consistent. This time you'll finish what you start. But as soon as you begin to build, something invisible starts whispering in your ear. What if you fail again? You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. And slowly, piece by piece, you begin to pull apart what you once constructed. The enthusiasm fades, the belief weakens, and the same mind that created the plan begins to create excuses. You're not torn down by outside forces. You're torn down by the inner voice that questions your own worth. It's strange how easily we forget that the world doesn't destroy dreams. People do. And more often than not, it's self-inflicted. We create something beautiful, then start doubting. We meet someone amazing, then begin overthinking and pushing them away. We find success, then subconsciously sabotage it by procrastinating, by taking bad decisions, by settling back into comfort. It's not because we don't want growth. It's because part of us is afraid of what comes with it. To build something is to take responsibility, to commit, to expand, and that expansion can feel uncomfortable. Destruction, however, feels safe. It's easy to retreat back to the familiar pain we've always known rather than face the unfamiliar discomfort of new growth. The paradox lies in this simple truth. The same energy it takes to create is the same energy it takes to destroy. But destruction doesn't come suddenly. It starts with small cracks, a little doubt, a little fear, a little delay. You skip one day of effort and tell yourself it's fine. You ignore your intuition and start listening to the opinions of others. You let one negative thought grow until it builds a nest in your mind. Before you know it, the foundation you built starts crumbling. You tell yourself you'll rebuild, but each time it becomes harder because your belief in yourself weakens. That's the cost of tearing down what you build. Every collapse doesn't just destroy your project. It chips away at your confidence. Why do we do this? Because deep down, people struggle with alignment. There's the conscious part of you that wants success. And then there's the subconscious part that feels unworthy of it. When those two parts aren't in harmony, chaos follows. You say you want love, but you push people away when they get too close. You say you want freedom, but you cling to your comfort zone. You say you want abundance, but you fear taking the risks required to create it. And the conflict between what you desire and what you believe you deserve becomes the silent reason why so many people build walls around their own growth. Every act of self-sabotage is an act of fear disguised as logic. We convince ourselves it's not the right time, or that the idea isn't good enough, or that we'll try again when circumstances improve. But underneath those rationalizations lies the truth. We're afraid of what happens when things actually work. We're afraid of who we'll need to become to maintain that success. Because to keep growing, you must evolve. And evolution means letting go of the version of you that kept you safe. So instead of growing, many people destroy the dream to stay comfortable with their current identity. It's tragic because the builder in you always knows what's possible. That part of you can see the greatness waiting to emerge. But the destroyer, that voice of fear, insecurity, and doubt will always test how badly you want it. It will challenge your consistency, your patience, and your faith. And if you're not aware of that inner battle, you'll mistake the destroyer for reality. You'll believe it's lies, thinking it's logic or practicality, when it's really resistance wearing a disguise. Most people don't realize that the mind will always protect its current identity, even if that identity is built on struggle. Every person has experienced this duality, the desire to rise and the tendency to retreat. We crave transformation, but transformation threatens the comfort of who we are now. And so we build and we break, we rise and we fall, not realizing that every time we destroy our progress, we're simply running from the responsibility of our own potential, because potential demands discipline, belief, and endurance. It demands that we hold the vision even when the excitement fades. But most people let the destroyer convince them that if it's not easy, it's not meant to be. That's the biggest lie of all. Nothing worth building ever comes without resistance. The destroyer inside will always try to convince you to stop, not because you're failing, because you're getting close to real change. Most people think failure is what they fear the most, but that's not the real truth. The real fear, the one that hides beneath the surface of our excuses and hesitation, is the fear of success. It sounds strange at first because everyone says they want to be successful. Everyone says they want more money, better health, deeper love, and a greater life. But if that were true, if we genuinely wanted success, we would already be living it. The truth is, success terrifies people because it demands a complete transformation. It doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes you. And that's where most people stop. They don't fear reaching the top. They fear who they must become in order to stay there. Success is not a single event. It's a shift in identity. It's the moment you start operating at a new level of awareness, discipline, and responsibility. When you achieve something great, you can't hide behind your excuses anymore. You can't play small or blame others for your situation. Success removes the comfort of invisibility. Suddenly, people expect more from you. Life expects more from you. And most importantly, you start expecting more from yourself. That pressure is too much for some people to carry. So they back down, not because they can't handle it, but because their subconscious mind tells them it's safer to stay average than to stand out. The fear of success is subtle. It doesn't scream loudly like failure does. It whispers in your mind through procrastination, through perfectionism, through constant self-doubt. It tells you that maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you need more time. Maybe next month will be better. It tricks you into preparing forever instead of performing today. It tells you to wait for the perfect moment, even though that moment never comes. It convinces you that you need to know more, earn more, or be more before you can deserve what you want. This fear disguises itself as logic, but it's really resistance in a clever form. You see, success means accountability. It means you can't hide behind potential anymore. Once you've built something real, once you've stepped into your power, you can't pretend you don't know your own strength. That's uncomfortable for people who have spent years living below their potential. Many have built an identity around struggle. They've learned how to survive in chaos, but they don't know how to thrive in peace. They know how to rebuild after loss, but they don't know how to maintain stability after winning. So when success arrives, it feels foreign, even threatening. They start to sabotage it. Not because they don't want it, because they can't yet see themselves as the kind of person who can keep it. This fear of success is rooted in unworthiness. Somewhere deep inside, people believe they don't deserve the greatness they seek. They believe success belongs to others, the smarter, the stronger, the luckier, but not to them. And because they don't feel deserving, they'll unconsciously push it away. They'll ruin relationships that were meant to grow. They'll spend money recklessly after finally earning it. They'll stop showing up once they get the recognition they worked so hard for. It's not self-destruction, it's self-protection from the discomfort of change. They think success will expose them, reveal their flaws, make them vulnerable. In truth, success simply reveals who they've always been underneath the doubt. It's fascinating how the mind operates when it feels threatened by expansion. The moment you start rising, your old self begins to panic. It says, this is too much. You're not ready. People will judge you. You'll lose friends. You'll lose balance. That's the subconscious trying to pull you back into what's familiar. The human mind craves certainty, even if that certainty means staying stuck. Success introduces uncertainty, new responsibilities, new standards, new challenges. And that uncertainty feels unsafe to a mind that has been trained to equate safety with sameness. So it resists. That's why so many people reach a certain level of progress and then suddenly slow down or quit. It's not fatigue. It's fear masquerading as fatigue. When success comes, it forces you to outgrow your old patterns. You can no longer think the way you used to think. You can't react emotionally the same way you did before. You have to learn how to handle criticism, how to make faster decisions, how to carry yourself with confidence even when you don't feel ready. That growth is uncomfortable. People would rather retreat to what's predictable than face the pressure of elevation. They start telling themselves stories like, I'm not built for this, or maybe this isn't for me. When in truth, they simply don't yet trust themselves to handle success weight. It's ironic, isn't it? People spend their lives chasing success, yet when it's within reach, they start running from it. They build the foundation, but the structure starts rising. They start questioning whether they deserve to live inside it. They imagine everything that could go wrong. What if I fail after succeeding? What if people expect more? What if I lose it all? The what ifs become walls, keeping them from stepping into the very future they prayed for. Fear of failure keeps people from starting, but fear of success keeps people from finishing. That's why so many people circle around the same level year after year. They rise just enough to taste what's possible, then retreat when the pressure intensifies. They mistake that pressure for a sign they're not ready, when in fact it's the exact sign that they are. Growth doesn't come without pressure. Success doesn't come without transformation. And the only reason people fear success is because deep down, they're afraid of meeting the version of themselves who no longer needs permission to win. There's a force within every person that runs deeper than logic, deeper than motivation, deeper than willpower. It's the subconscious mind, the hidden program that quietly dictates how far you go, what you accept, and what you sabotage. Most people believe they make decisions consciously, but in reality, they live according to scripts written long before they ever understood choice. Every action, every reaction, every limitation is a reflection of that inner conditioning. It's not the world holding you back. It's the invisible program running in the background of your mind. And until you become aware of it, it will keep sabotaging everything you try to build. The subconscious doesn't care about your dreams or your goals. It only cares about familiarity. It is designed to keep you safe, not successful. Safe means predictable, even if predictable means miserable. If you grew up in lack, your subconscious identifies scarcity as normal. If you were surrounded by negativity, struggle, or self-doubt, that became your baseline for what life feels like. So when you start chasing success, when you try to rise above that old story, your subconscious sets off alarms. It doesn't know that growth is good. It only knows that growth feels unfamiliar. And to the subconscious mind, unfamiliar equals danger. That's why every time you try to change, something inside you resists. It's not laziness or lack of discipline. It's your internal programming trying to drag you back to what it recognizes as safe. That's the reason why people go in circles. They get inspired, they take action, and then they fall back into old habits. It's not that they don't want success. It's that they're trying to build a new life with an old identity. You can't install new software on a corrupted system without reprogramming it first. And yet that's what most people do. They chase new results while holding on to old beliefs. They want abundance, but their subconscious is still programmed for survival. They want love, but their inner story still says they're unworthy. They want freedom, but their inner voice still whispers that safety comes from staying small. It's not enough to want something consciously. You must align your subconscious identity with that desire. Otherwise, the two parts of you will always fight each other. The subconscious mind learns through repetition and emotion. Every time you failed and felt pain, every time you were told you weren't good enough, every time you were rejected, those experiences left marks, and your subconscious recorded them over and over until they became part of who you think you are. That's why when opportunity shows up, you hesitate. The old programming kicks. I'm not ready. I'll probably fail. This never works for me. You think those thoughts are logical, but they're just echoes of past experiences replaying themselves. You're not hearing truth. You're hearing memory. And that memory keeps you locked inside a pattern where you build something new and then unconsciously tear it down before it can fully grow. It's not enough to tell yourself affirmations or read motivational quotes. You can't consciously think your way out of a subconscious belief. The subconscious doesn't speak the language of logic. It speaks the language of emotion and habit. That's why real transformation doesn't come from what you say, but from what you repeatedly feel and do. Every time you take consistent action towards something new, even when it feels uncomfortable, you send a message to your subconscious that the unfamiliar is safe. Over time, the program begins to update. That's how you rewrite the script. That's how you break free from the invisible patterns that have kept you repeating the same cycles for years. Many people never realize that their self-sabotage isn't random. It's not bad luck. It's programming. When you procrastinate, when you doubt yourself, when you abandon your goals halfway, it's your subconscious trying to protect you from what it perceives as danger, success, attention, responsibility, change. If you were raised in chaos, peace might feel uncomfortable. If you were taught that success makes people greedy, you'll subconsciously avoid it. If you believe deep down that you're not worthy of love, you'll find ways to destroy good relationships. It's not that you're broken, it's that your programming is outdated. The subconscious mind doesn't evolve automatically. It evolves through awareness. Until you stop and question your patterns, you'll keep living the same year over and over again, calling it a life. That's why most people can predict their future, because it looks exactly like their past. They're not creating from imagination, they're recreating from memory. To change your life, you have to stop identifying with who you've been and start visualizing who you choose to become. You have to speak to your subconscious in its language. Through repetition, imagery, and feeling, you have to see yourself already living the life you want until your subconscious accepts it as normal. Once that happens, it no longer fights you, it works with you. When the subconscious mind aligns with the conscious desire, life feels different. The effort becomes lighter, the resistance fades, and success begins to flow. But until then, you'll feel trapped in cycles you can't explain, building momentum and then losing it, rising and falling, starting and stopping. It's not life punishing you. It's your subconscious protecting an old identity that no longer fits who you are becoming. And the longer you stay unaware of it, the more it runs your life from behind the curtain, controlling your choices, your emotions, your reactions, and your results. Every person lives within the boundaries of their self-image. It is the invisible ceiling that defines what you believe you can have, who you believe you can become, and how much success you believe you deserve. You can set the biggest goals, read every book, attend every seminar, work 16 hours a day, and still find yourself falling short if your self-image doesn't match the level of success you're pursuing. Because you can never outperform the way you see yourself. You can only rise to level your self-belief and no further. That's why two people can start with the same opportunity. One reaches greatness while the other settles for mediocrity. The difference isn't luck. It isn't talent. It isn't timing. It's the image they hold of themselves deep inside. Your self-image is like the thermostat of your life. It regulates your results. You can turn up the heat of motivation. You can take massive action. But if your inner thermostat is set too low, eventually you'll cool back down to a level you believe you belong at. That's why people experience cycles of progress and collapse. They work hard, they get ahead. But when the results start exceeding their self-concept, the subconscious mind intervenes. It whispers, This isn't you. And without realizing it, they start self-sabotaging until life matches their inner identity again. It's not the world pulling them down. It's their own self-image refusing to accept a reality that doesn't align with its picture of who they are. From the moment you were born, your self-image was being shaped by the people around you. Parents, teachers, friends, society, they all left imprints on how you view yourself. If you were told you were smart, you grew up believing in your intellect. If you were told you were lazy or incapable, that label became a silent belief that followed you into adulthood. Over time, those repeated messages solidified into a mental portrait, a picture of what you think you are and what you think you're not. And everything in your life, from your income to your relationships, reflects that portrait. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe you are worthy of. The challenge is that most people never question their self-image. They think it's reality when it's really conditioning. They mistake their past for their identity. They say, that's just who I am, without realizing that who they are is just a reflection of repeated thoughts and emotional experiences. So even when new opportunities appear, they hesitate because it feels inconsistent with who they think they are. Someone with a poor self-image might get a promotion and suddenly feel anxious, thinking they're unqualified. Someone with a negative body image might start losing weight, but feel uncomfortable receiving compliments. Someone who has always identified with struggle might feel uneasy when life begins to get easier. That discomfort isn't a sign you're on the wrong path. It's a sign your external reality is beginning to outgrow your internal identity. The subconscious mind always seeks harmony. It wants your inner image and your outer reality to match. If your results exceed your self-image, you'll subconsciously pull yourself back down to recreate balance. If your self-image expands, you'll naturally begin making choices that align with a higher standard. This is why true transformation doesn't begin with action. It begins with identity. You must see yourself as the kind of person who can handle the success you're reaching for. You must believe that you're worthy of abundance, love, and greatness before those things can fully manifest in your life. Otherwise, you'll receive them and quickly lose them, not because you're incapable, but because your self-image won't allow them to stay. People often mistake hard work for the key to success, but hard work without self-belief leads to burnout and frustration. You can grind for years and still feel like nothing changes because deep down, your self-image is stuck in the past. You can't live a millionaire's life with a poverty mindset. You can't maintain healthy relationships with a broken self-concept. You can't lead others when you secretly see yourself as unworthy of influence. The world reflects your self-perception. If you see yourself as powerful, opportunities appear. If you see yourself as capable, solutions reveal themselves. But if you see yourself as less than, no amount of motivation will keep you from tearing down what you build. That's why so many people rise and fall repeatedly. They reach success, then lose it, not because they're unlucky, but because their self-image didn't expand along with their achievements. The outer growth outpaced the inner identity, and so the subconscious corrected the imbalance by bringing them back down to what feels normal. That's why lasting success isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more. You have to rewire the way you see yourself. You have to build an image in your mind of the person you want to be until it feels natural, until it no longer feels like you're pretending. Because when your self-image changes, everything changes. Your choices, your habits, your energy, your standards, they all begin to align with the new identity you've built within. When you believe you're confident, you act differently. When you believe you're capable, you stop hesitating. When you believe you're worthy, you stop chasing validation and start attracting respect. That's the hidden power of self-image. It controls not only how you see yourself, but also how the world responds to you. The universe mirrors your internal belief system. You get not what you ask for, but what you subconsciously expect. And until you raise expectation, until you expand that inner picture, you'll continue to rebuild and destroy, advance and retreat, succeed and sabotage, all because your self-image decides what version of life you're allowed to experience. Every great achievement begins with belief, with the excitement of seeing something possible that others can't yet see. You start with fire, with certainty, with passion that nothing can stop you. You wake up early, you feel alive, you plan, you execute, and every step feels like progress. But then something subtle begins to happen, a whisper in your mind, a doubt, a hesitation, a question that says, what if this doesn't work? That's where the cycle begins. The same mind that once believed starts questioning the very thing it created. You build something strong with faith, but then you start tearing it down with fear. This is the silent pattern that ruins more dreams than failure ever could. The cycle of doubt. Doubt doesn't come crashing like a storm. It drips slowly, one drop at a time, until it erodes the foundation of belief. At first, it's small, a delay in results, a little setback, a comment from someone who doesn't believe in you. You shrug it off, but the seed has been planted. Soon, you start overanalyzing. You question whether you're doing the right thing, whether you're qualified, whether you have what it takes. That questioning weakens your energy. You hesitate, and hesitation kills momentum. What you once built with certainty now starts to wobble under the weight of your own indecision. This is how the mind quietly turns your dreams into ruins, not with catastrophe, but with constant self-doubt disguised as rational thinking. We've all seen it. People start a business, and the first few months are full of passion. They believe, they put in the work, but when results don't show up as fast as they expected, they start thinking maybe they're not cut out for it. Someone starts getting fit, goes to the gym for a few weeks, feels good, but when progress slows, they lose belief and fall back into old habits. Someone starts writing a book or pursuing a new goal, but the moment it feels hard, they start doubting whether it's worth it. The cycle continues because they haven't learned to protect their belief from doubt. They haven't understood that faith is not a feeling. It's a decision you make and defend daily. The danger of doubt is that it doesn't just weaken belief, it infects it. Once you start entertaining it, you begin to find evidence to support it. The mind always looks for proof of what it believes. So if you start doubting yourself, you'll notice every flaw, every mistake, every obstacle while ignoring every success. You'll find reasons why it won't work instead of reasons why it will. You'll begin to justify your fears as logic or realism. But what you're really doing is building walls around your potential. Doubt disguises itself as wisdom, but it's really fear trying to keep you safe from disappointment. The tragedy is that it keeps you safe from success as well. When you live in that cycle, build, doubt, destroy, regret, you waste more energy rebuilding your confidence than building your dreams. Every time you start again, it's harder because the mind remembers the previous collapse. It starts whispering, you tried before and failed. But that's not the truth. You didn't fail. You stopped believing. You allowed the noise of fear to speak louder than the voice of faith. You allowed temporary struggle to convince you that your vision wasn't worth it. Every dream demands a season of uncertainty, a period where nothing seems to be working, but you keep going anyway. The ones who make it through that season are not the ones who never feel doubt. They're the ones who don't let doubt make their decisions. What most people don't realize is that the moment you start questioning yourself, your energy shifts. You begin operating from hesitation instead of conviction. And that energy affects everything. It affects how you speak, how you move, how others respond to you. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your vibration. If you're building something but your belief is half-hearted, you're sending a mixed signal, part faith, part fear, and your results will always match that confusion. That's why you can't build anything lasting while entertaining doubt. You can't manifest abundance while constantly questioning your worthiness to receive it. You can't attract success while secretly expecting failure. The cycle of doubt feeds on time. The longer you entertain it, the stronger it grows. That's why you must confront it immediately, not with logic, but with awareness. When you feel doubt creeping in, remind yourself that it's part of the process. Every vision bigger than your current reality will trigger fear. That's normal. It doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're growing. The problem is not doubt itself. The problem is letting it dominate your focus. Because what you focus on expands. Focus on faith and faith grows. Focus on fear and fear grows. The mind can't hold two opposing thoughts at once. It will always magnify the one you feed the most. People who achieve great things aren't immune to doubt. They've simply learned to move despite it. They understand that doubt is a test of commitment. It's the universe asking, how bad do you want this? It's the resistance that separates those who dream from those who do. Every time you overcome it, your confidence grows stronger. Every time you give in, your belief weakens. The tragedy of so many lives is not that people failed. It's that they built something powerful and let doubt destroy it before it could fully bloom. They gave up right before they were about to break through. They let fear write the ending of a story that was meant to be victorious. And so they remained stuck, constantly building and breaking, always starting, never finishing, trapped in a cycle that only awareness and faith can break. Rebuilding with awareness is not about starting over from scratch. It's about waking up to the truth that everything you've ever needed to create a lasting life of success, peace, and fulfillment has been inside you all along. Most people try to rebuild their lives by changing what's around them. They switch jobs, end relationships, move to new places, start new projects, thinking that a new environment will produce a new experience. But the truth is, if you carry the same mindset, the same fears, and the same patterns into that new environment, you'll recreate the same results. Real rebuilding begins within. It starts when you stop blaming the world and start studying yourself. It begins when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Awareness is the foundation of transformation. You can't change what you refuse to see. You can't rebuild something strong if you don't know what caused it to fall apart in the first place. Awareness means stepping back from your emotions long enough to observe your thoughts, your habits, your triggers, and your patterns without judgment. Most people live their entire lives on autopilot, repeating the same emotional reactions, making the same choices, and calling it fate. But when you become aware, you begin to see the invisible links between your inner world and your outer results. You begin to notice how your thoughts create feelings. Your feelings shape your actions, and your actions produce your outcomes. Suddenly, you realize that every area of your life is simply a mirror reflecting your internal state of awareness. When you start rebuilding from that place of clarity, you stop building out of desperation and start building from intention. You no longer chase validation, approval, or recognition. You start creating because it aligns with who you are becoming. You no longer try to fix the old version of yourself. You evolve beyond it. That's what awareness does. It shifts your focus from external control to internal mastery. It's not about trying to control life. It's about understanding that life is responding to your consciousness. The moment you take full responsibility for your state of mind, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your destiny. Rebuilding with awareness also means embracing your pain instead of running from it. Every fault, every mistake, every heartbreak is a lesson written in the language of experience. Pain is not meant to punish you. It's meant to wake you up. The things that break you are often the very things that build you if you face them with awareness. When you go through loss or failure, instead of asking, why me? Ask, what belief did this expose in me? Maybe it showed you that you were attached to something temporary. Maybe it revealed that your self-worth was tied to achievement. Maybe it forced you to see that you've been living out of fear rather than faith. That's awareness, turning every breakdown into a breakthrough by extracting wisdom from it. The process of rebuilding with awareness is slow, deliberate, and deeply personal. It's not about speed, it's about depth. You can't rush awareness. You have to sit with yourself, listen to your thoughts, question your beliefs, and learn to separate your true self from your conditioned self. You start realizing that you are not your fears, you are not your past, and you are not your mistakes. Those are experiences, not your identity. Awareness helps you detach from the illusions of failure and see that every ending is just a disguised beginning. It teaches you to rebuild not from what was lost, but from what was learned. As you grow more aware, you begin to make decisions from alignment instead of emotion. You no longer react to life, you respond to it. You start noticing how certain environments drain your energy, how certain people trigger your insecurities, how certain habits weaken your spirit. And instead of ignoring those signs, you start adjusting. You set boundaries. You prioritize your peace. You surround yourself with people who reflect your highest potential instead of your own limitations. You realize that rebuilding is not about adding more to your life. It's about removing what no longer serves your growth. The beauty of awareness is that it gives you choice. Before awareness, you act out of habit. After awareness, you act out of intention. You begin to see that every moment gives you two options: fall back into old patterns or rise into a new level of consciousness. And every time you choose awareness, you strengthen your ability to stay present. That presence is power. It allows you to respond wisely instead of impulsively. It allows you to see challenges as teachers rather than obstacles. It allows you to build with patience instead of panic when you rebuild from awareness. Your foundation becomes unshakable. Because now what you're building is not based on ego, fear, or comparison. It's built on truth, purpose, and clarity. You're no longer trying to prove anything to anyone. You're not competing. You're creating. You stop measuring success by how it looks and start measuring it by how it feels. You begin to live from the inside out, anchored in a deep understanding of who you are and what you value. You no longer chase external stability because you've built internal stability. And once that awareness becomes your foundation, no loss, no failure, no challenge can ever tear down what you've built within.